I don't take too much of your time. So it has been a while since we spoke last, and a lot has obviously happened in between. So I guess before Sierra came off the ventilator, what was her fight like, and how was that impacting you, with your three kids at home?
Yeah. So before she came off the bed, um, there were so many miraculous things that happened along the way. Um, the big turning point for us was when she actually um, woke up and was coherent. Um, I came into her hospital room, and right before I walk in, I can pass her in the window, and I have to go in the door. And she's sitting up watching Law and Order SVU, and I go in. I say, "Hi, babe," and she gives me a smile a miles high. And that was the day that doctors were certain that her mental status was strong and that she was purposeful in her behavior. And so that was amazing. And then several days after that, they began to do physical therapy with her while she's all on the vent. And then they were able to turn the vent down more and more gradually as they went. And fortunately, until the point where they were able to get her off. And after she was off the vent for 48 hours, they wheeled it out the room, they pushed it out. And yeah, pretty amazing. As far as the way that's, the before her being on the vent and affecting the way I parent or the way we are at home, the stress level has decreased tremendously for myself, and being able to give the kids good news about their mom is a game changer, right? My daughter Eden did so well at school through all this; she got on a roll, and my son Langston is now able to FaceTime with his mom, and she'll call us. So again, the pressure for them is the mood has changed in the home for sure.
They must be so excited when they get to FaceTime with her and she can interact.
Absolutely. Yes, very much so. I mean, even this guy, he'll do the smiles and the cooing and the whole bit. It's actually pretty cool.
That's so awesome. So a little bit more about her coming off the ventilator. I mean, when you heard that news, because it was 90 days or close to it. And I'm sure you had some low moments in there where you didn't know that would happen. What did you feel like when she was able to come off the ventilator?
Yeah, just gratitude, thankful to God, thankful to people who have supported us during this journey. Pride, so proud of her for working that hard to fight through this. Overwhelming sense of pride, just for her being a fighter. And yeah, it was pretty incredible. Yeah.
What has she told you about? Is she able to speak now without it?
Absolutely. We just made a TikTok yesterday.
Yeah, I did see. I was just scrolling really fast. I have to watch it, the sound on and everything. But what has she told you about what that experience was like, and what has her reaction been being off of it, being able to talk to you and the kids?
Yeah. She's been very joyous. If you look at her Instagram handle, it's at Lady Chubb Letters. She's been hand lettering again, and just super thankful for the opportunity to start getting better like she has. She realizes that there's a good percentage of people that don't make it off of the ECMO and off the ventilator. Yeah, she's just super grateful.
So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
As far as her experience goes being on it, she couldn't really tell you for the most part what that was like, because she was sleeping and doesn't have any recollection of anything that was happening. And then furthermore, she would say that at first it felt a little bit weird because it was literally supporting her and she was dependent on it. But as she got more confident and able to talk her mind into her eating it. She feels free, and she's ready not to be a bionic woman anymore, she would say.
That's awesome. And I'm glad she doesn't really have recollection. I talked to a woman who had like horrible, weird, like nightmares while she was on the ventilator. And just,
Yeah.
so that's good that she doesn't really remember. What are they saying? So I know you mentioned earlier this week that she was moving to rehab. What's kind of the next steps, and what does she have left to kind of get stronger or better in a sense, I guess?
Yeah. So rehab is going to be working her like with physical therapy and occupational therapy, 3 hours a day, right? So she's going to be 3 hours a day, intensive, like workouts and stuff like that, to make sure her heart's strong and getting stronger, to make sure her lungs are strong and getting stronger. So that's the hurdle right now, is just to make sure she continues to get strong and able to start to breathe more and more on her own. She still has a trach-in that she's using, and the hope is to be able to get that out, at some point during rehab, or after maybe she comes home a little bit, to get that out, to make sure that she's breathing on her own and breathing well. She may need some supplemental oxygen via nasal cannula for a while, but COVID patients that get as sick as her, if they make it, oxygen for the next 6 to 9, maybe even 12 months is a common thing that we've seen so far. So, yeah.
Have they given you a timeline for when she might be able to come home and be with all of you? I'm sure that will be the best day ever.
I want to be careful about what I say, because my kids are.
Okay. Oh, sorry. You don't have
No,
to.
you're fine. My son's over there. And I don't want to get their hopes up, but
Yeah.
she could be in our arms in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
That's so awesome. They probably want that. What do you think that will be like to have her? Really, there were points where you didn't know. The fact that that's something that's being talked about. I mean, what does that feel like for you?
Yeah. I've always had hope. I've always believed, and to see it maturing and happening, getting closer, is it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. I'm sure there's going to be lots of hugs, lots of tears, lots of cuddles, and trying to corral my kids because they just missed them on something serious. But there's also the side of where Cierra is a different person, physically. It has to continue, and this is how serious COVID is. It doesn't end if you get out of the hospital, if you survive the ventilator, and if you get off ECMO, right? There's a journey. Our lives are different now, right? So hopefully she can recover as much function as she can as she learns how to walk, and but things look, she'll never ride a roller coaster again. Probably never have drinks at dinner again. Just her habits and what she has to overcome is just different now, so she can live a good life.
And to know that COVID did all of this, like you said, your lives are different now.
Yeah.
What does that, can you even wrap your head around that?
Yes and no. For a lot of people, COVID is just a buzzword. Like people will always say, oh, well, 98% of people survive it, right? But they're not looking at what it looks like to actually survive COVID and how that impacts families. So yes, it is very real to me, because there's a reality that we have to face, but at the same time, it's shocking that it happened to us,
And I don't know how much you want to get into this, so it's totally fine. But with the vaccine, I know that she was waiting for more information, and it was back and forth when she was pregnant with Miles. But now they're really saying pregnant women need to get vaccinated. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Any message to people?
So I'll quote Cierra, and I want to be very careful about telling women what to do with their bodies. not a woman. I don't know what that experience is like for 2 seconds. So I want to be very honoring and respectful of women. With that being said, Sierra was saying, a quote from her, I guess, was, it's not a matter of if you should, if a person should get vaccinated. It's, do you want to live or die if this comes to your doorstep? Right. So, and for me, I'm just pleading eagerly for people to do what needs to be done to protect themselves and others, because I don't want them to watch their loved one die in front of their eyes.
That was really all of my questions, but I guess just kind of sum up for me what this journey has been like for you all, the tough times and now the more positive moments that you are seeing her get better.
Yeah.
And work
tough times. During the tough times, you fight for hope. You fight for hope. You fight for the ability to go on the next day, right? So you fight for hope. You fight for the ability to go on the next day. During these glorious times, it's an appreciation for each and every moment, right? It's not like there's no throwaways, right? Like every moment, like she just texted me she texted me a TikTok video that she wants me to laugh at while you and I are talking, right? Like, that's not a throwaway moment for me. As soon as I get off of this conversation, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna laugh with it, So no more throwaway moments.
Yeah, really appreciate every single second you get. Thank you so much, Jamal. I appreciate you taking the time. It was really great speaking with you again.
You are very welcome. Let me know if I can do anything else or you need anything